What began as a small, disorganized protest on Wall Street 2 weeks ago has exploded into a wave of protest across the U.S. People have also taken to the streets of Maine to L.A. to air their grievances against corporate greed, the struggling economy, and a range of other issues. Police made 700 arrests after a crowd swarmed New York's Brooklyn Bridge yesterday, but organizers say that won't deter them from staging more demonstrations. So for more on those protests, we've reached Brian Phillips. Brian, it's been a week since you arrived on Wall Street to participate in those demonstrations. You're there in Zuccotti Park right now, where all those folks are camping out behind you there. I just want to start with those arrests from yesterday. Certainly they garnered a lot more attention for the protests. How's that sort of affected the mood there?
It actually motivated all of us. We're excited that they did that because we know that the world is watching now, and to do something like that to us and trap us into that bridge and make those arrests, it just brings more attention to us, anything that they do.
So you're convinced that they intentionally tried to trap you there on that bridge?
Yeah, from the videos and what happened and the protesters' statements, or the people at the bridge, they directed our traffic onto the bridge and then barricaded both ends of the bridge and started making arrests.
All right, so let's turn to the purpose of these demonstrations. One of the criticisms has been we just don't know what they're for exactly. It depends on who you ask. So what is the central message here, if there is one?
Well, it's basically the fact that, you know, we're here to change everything and to stop corruption in the banks and just anything that's wrong. I mean, everyone knows that there's something wrong with the system, and we're here to stop it. We're done. We've been promised so many times for change and for correction and things to get better, and it hasn't happened. And we're standing ground now. We're taking our country back.
Are there any concrete solutions, or are you just sort of saying, this is it, we've had enough, and something needs to be done, we don't know what?
Exactly. Right now, I mean, we've only been here for 2 weeks, and a lot of us, we have lawyers and financial advisors and governors and stuff like that working with us to come up with, you know, demands and stuff like that, but it is a work in progress. But as of right now, we are just standing our ground, and we're saying we had enough.
So you're sort of the communications manager. Communications and spreading the message has been a huge part of this, and you've seen it now spread across the U.S., and actually we're even, I hear we're going to have some protests here in Canada as well. What do you think of this message that seems to have touched a nerve across the country?
I heard something on a comment earlier that says, you know, the media is jumping on the bandwagon but isn't agreeing, but there is a bandwagon. So just the fact that everyone's actually taking notice about this, it means that something's, you know, important to them, and this actually has an effect towards people. And we've reached 66 cities in the United States, and now that we're reaching around the world, you know, it means something to us, and it shows us that this isn't wrong and that we're doing something right.
I just want to quickly turn from the mass protests there just to you yourself. I mean, you came all the way from Washington, wasn't all that long ago, to be part of this. Why did you make the trek?
The way the system is, I've had family who have struggled. I've struggled myself, just trying to make ends meet, trying to become something in society. And I just felt I've never gotten anywhere. I have a degree in computer science. I'm 25, ex-military. I started a business as a Google consultant, and I just felt it wasn't enough. I couldn't, you know, have a home of my own and call something mine. So I'm always going to be paying for it. I'm always going to be dealing with the system, and I just removed myself from that system, and I came here to change the system because I know how big of a movement this is going to be.
Now, some of the rhetoric sounds almost similar to that coming from the Tea Party, and some have said, you know, this is the left-wing version of the Tea Party, and that, you know, things have to change, we're fed up, we're not going to take it anymore. Is that a fair assessment?
Sure. You want to say that, yeah.
All right. Simple enough. And finally, before we go, I just want to know, there is a protest that's happening tonight, and tell us a bit more about that.
The thing that we're going to do is we're going to do a solidarity march in regards to what happened yesterday on the Brooklyn Bridge. They keep throwing stuff at us, and we keep getting bigger, and we're just going to march even more. So I don't know why they do it. They know the games.
And finally, you know, it's well enough to protest now and to camp out there and to sleep while the weather's still decent. But of course, as you know, New York gets pretty chilly, and it's already getting chillier now. How long can folks stay out there?
Well, the thing is we're getting lots and lots of donations. We've already had $50,000 in donations to the organization, and we've had gear, food, equipment, everything. We're stopping up now for winter, and we actually plan on staying here through winter, and we're not going to move until the changes happen. And this goes for every other city that's occupying too.
All right, well listen, thanks so much for joining us, and we'd like to check in with you perhaps a little later on. Thanks for talking to us.
You're welcome. Have a good day.
That was Brian Phillips joining us from Zuccotti Park in New York.